Welcome back. With the tenure of the PDP's National Working Committee having expired on Tuesday, the Wike-backed faction is now operating fully under the caretaker structure it approved earlier in the week. The 13-member committee led by Abdulrahman Mohammed with Senator Samuel Anyanwu as secretary has officially taken charge of the party. They have a 60-day window to complete pending congresses and organize a national convention.
Follows Nyesom Wike's remarks at Sunday's INEC meeting, where he insisted that the party's founding members would not allow those who joined from other political platforms to kill the PDP. He criticized the Turaki-led faction for defying court rulings and conducting what he described as an illegal convention, arguing that constant disregard for the judicial orders threatens the party's credibility. Join us this morning for this discussion is the Senior Special Assistant to the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike, Mr. Lere Olayinka. A warm welcome to you and thanks for joining us on Breakfast Central, Mr. Olayinka.
Good morning. Thanks for having me here.
Good morning. Now, we'd like to start with questions on legitimacy. We spoke to the former legal secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Mr. Mark Jacob, a few days ago, and he said the that the Wike-led faction they don't have the authority to do what they've done. And the caretaker committee, where does it derive its authority from to make this decision that was announced a few days ago?
Well, anybody can come up to put up arguments, but the question would be, is that argument grounded in the constitution of the PDP, or is it grounded in the constitution of Nigeria, or is it grounded with pronouncement of the courts? The situation is such that the tenure of the NWC of the PDP expired on December 9th. So, from yesterday, there must be people to run the affairs of the party, pending the conduct of a national convention. And you and I know that you cannot go and conduct a national convention when two federal high courts already gave judgment that you should not conduct national convention. If you go against the ruling or the judgment of court to carry out any action, you and I know the implication of such action. It is to no effect. And people like us who still love this party will not want the party to just go or to go under. So if anybody is saying that, we have had a caretaker committee in this party before. We had one led by former governor of Kaduna, McCarthy. We've had caretaker before. This is not the first time. Parties have always put stopgap arrangements pending conduct of national convention. So that person, I don't know where he's getting his own claim or what is backing his own claim from with.
Okay, so I mean, you're saying that anyone can make any statement. There's also I did see that they were drawing attention to a court judgment. They're saying that they are saying they drew attention to an ongoing case they say was filed by two allies of Wike, Alhaji Mohammed Abdulrahman and Senator Samuel Anyanwu at the Federal High Court, and the suit was filed on November 21, 2025. They said it seeks to nullify the PDP National Convention and its decisions that, according to the PDP, the presiding judge, Justice J.O. Abdulmalik, declined an application for an interim injunction and warned all parties not to take steps that could further interfere with eventual judgments. Go ahead.
I want to correct. I need to correct. Is it all of us who are claiming to be journalists should present issues as they are? You just mentioned PDP convention. PDP did not hold any convention. You see, don't let us.
But it's subject to interpretation from the courts.
PDP did not hold any convention. Justice Omotosho in his judgment, not an order, said clearly that the people went to court to say that there are processes that must be done before you hold a national convention. For instance, congresses are not being held in 14 out of 36 states. When you remove 14 from 36, what you have is 22, which is not up to 2/3 of the states in the country. And they went to court to say before you can hold national convention, Congress, so that you don't disenfranchise other people, other states. And the court agreed with them to say that PDP must not hold convention until congresses have been done in those 14 states.
All right.
Again,
okay.
Former Governor Sule Lamido wanted to contest to be national chairman of PDP. He also went to court, and the court said that you must not hold national convention until you allow Sule Lamido to contest. So there was no PDP national convention.
Okay, you say that there was no PDP national convention because there was a court judgment that had forbidden them from going ahead. But there was also another court judgment in the Oyo State High Court, and this court judgment gave them the permission to go. Please, if I may land, I didn't interrupt you. Mr. Olayinka, can I please ask my question, please?
Okay, all right.
So there was a court judgment in Oyo State High Court that said, lifted the ban and asked them to go ahead. Also, they are relying on a Supreme Court judgment that says that party politics, should be resolved, is an internal issue and should be resolved within the party. These are some of the claims that they are relying on to have gone ahead with the conducted national PDP convention, which you say didn't hold. You may now respond, please.
Well, there was no judgment from Oyo State High Court. There's difference between an ex parte order and a substantive judgment. So let us also put things the way they are. Order of Oyo State High Court, ex parte order, the two parties were not heard. And ex parte orders have lifespan 7 days. So there's difference between a judgment and an order of the court. And you should also have been aware that at the last hearing at the last sitting of the court in Oyo State, the court removed the name of INEC as part of the parties to the suit. The judge agreed that it has no jurisdiction on any case involving INEC. That is it. Then they have also come and claim that, it is internal. Okay, those who are claiming to be internal affairs, it is internal affairs of the party, court has no jurisdiction. Why did they also go to court to go and obtain order? You are saying that the Supreme Court has said that it is internal affairs of the party, but you still went to court to go and obtain ex parte order. Again, you said that you had convention. Convention has already gone, Abi. But you still went to court to ask the court to say, we have done this, so court should give a stamp, should give an order or give judgment to authorize us to function. If you are claiming to be a graduate, you are claiming to have graduated from University of Abuja, and you are claiming to have certificate, and the same you have also gone to court to say court should declare that you are a graduate of University of Abuja. Which one should we believe? Again, we on our side did not go to court to say court should nullify convention. No. We went to court to say, court, you gave judgment that this should not be done. Enforce your own judgment. If court say that you are not the owner of this house and you are living in the house, my right is to go to court to say, court, you have said that Mr. A is not the owner of this house, and he's still living there. Please make pronouncement to enforce your judgment. That is what there's difference between going to court to say, you didn't, you should nullify. No, we went to court to say court should enforce its own judgment. Simple.
Okay. Now, Mr. Lere Olayinka, what we're witnessing, and from what you've said so far, and from what we know, is both parties have been to court, and there's this constant practice of going to the court for party issues. We're witnessing what some have called the judicialization of party politics. What long-term damage do you think it will have on internal democracy in the People's Democratic Party? And also, the party as a whole as we inch towards 2027?
You see, the first thing a party must do is to obey its own rules, obey your own laws. If you have an organization, an association, you have your own laws. The moment you choose not to obey your own rules, then the court of this country have rights. People also have right to ventilate their misgiving, their anger. So the problem of the PDP is people. Okay, look at what they said they had in Ibadan. You have been a journalist and you have seen how you have witnessed past PDP convention. You have seen how aspirants to PDP position went around the country to campaign. The last convention that was held in 2021, all the chairmanship aspirants came to Ekiti to talk to us. I was in Ekiti that time. They came to talk to us. The ones that was held in 2017, the same thing. I contested to be deputy national public secretary of the PDP in 2016. I printed more than 10,000 posters. I printed posters. I made banners. I advertised myself in the media. Did you see anywhere? Did you see poster of Tanimu Turaki anywhere? Did you see poster? Did you hear about Arakpaja contesting for national secretary of PDP? Nothing. You people who wanted to buy form, who paid, you did not release form to them. When the PDP turned to that, when the PDP turned to the property of one person that will sit in Ibadan and decide that, oh, this is what should happen. Again, these same people, before the expiration of the tenure of the BOT led by Senator Wabara, they set up a committee, a reconciliation committee. The committee went around and the committee met with stakeholders. And the committee recommended that because of all these legal issues, court judgment, we cannot hold national convention now. Let us set up a caretaker committee. You are also aware that former Senate President Senator Bukola Saraki also recommended, he also made this suggestion. Saraki made the same suggestion. So if the people, the stakeholders, your own BOT made a recommendation, you are also aware that even the chairman of the so-called convention, Governor of Adamawa, Fintiri, said in Ibadan that I am here, but I cannot see INEC being represented here. And because of this, I doubt the authenticity of what we are doing here. But the decision is for you to take. He washed his hand, all that process. So why can't we now look at all these things and now say, oh, let us come together and resolve issues? You cannot want to. I am from Ekiti State, for instance. I contested for House of Rep in 3 local governments. I don't know how the chairman of my local government, PDP chairman of my local government, emerged. I don't know. I did not know when and how they did congresses. And you want to have peace. You will not have peace. So me, even at my own small level, I will not let you have peace. And that is what is happening.
All right. Let's now talk about what the next steps are for the People's Democratic Party. It feels like there are now 2 factions. You might disagree that, yes, the National Convention didn't happen, but we can see that different people have pledged loyalties to different leadership. How is there a future, a foreseeable future, where all these various differing camps will come together? And if possible, what will need to happen for that, for that scenario to present itself?
Well, PDP have passed through situations like this. We had issues like that in 2016, 2017. Alimodu Sheriff and McCarthy. Alimodu Sheriff claiming to be the chairman of the party. McCarthy being the duly appointed caretaker chairman of the party. At the end of the day, the matter went on to the level of Supreme Court. And Supreme Court ruled that McCarthy was the duly appointed caretaker chairman of PDP in 2017. So we have passed through this before. Also, PDP will also survive this. PDP will survive this shenanigan. And I can assure you that the proper organ of the party, if the proper and authentic organ of the party is the one led by Abdulrahman. Is the one led by Abdulrahman. And I want you to also write this down, record this, and hold it. Because the court will look at all issues. At the end of the day, the court will make pronouncement. But when the court make pronouncement, to what effect will it be? Won't it be too late? People like us are also people like us are also worried. Won't it be too late? I hope that it will not be too late. Because in 2022, some of us raised issues. We asked them, we told people that are supposed to know that this party is rooted in rotation, in equity. In the question of PDP, it is clearly there that the PDP will run its affairs respecting rotation. Why did PDP not rotate, not zone the presidency to the south in 2023? Some of us raised this issue, and that is why we are where we are now. I hope that those who are still flexing muscle, I said yesterday, Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State became chairman of PDP Governors Forum in 2023. PDP had 13 governors. Today, we have 6. Out of those 6, 2 are already on their way out. It will remain 4. If you took over as PDP chairman of PDP Governors Forum in 2013, 2 years after, your governors as Mr.
Lere Olayinka, yeah, I believe you meant 2023, the inception of this current administration. Mr. Olayinka, if you're still there, let's go through one last question before we wrap things up on this conversation.
Okay, it seems that there's been a disconnection. We're hoping that he can reconnect, with us, so we can find out. I mean, he's talked about how there is only one caretaker committee by Abdulrahman Mohammed, and the question is, what would the process be like? The caretaker committee, the process to restoring order, and when they finally go through their national convention,
a second national convention, by a second grouping of the People's Democratic Party.
How do they then ensure that the rest of the party accepts this? And if we keep seeing critical leaders of the party, because when the PDP boasted of having structure, part of what that meant was they had a number of governors, they had a number of
Pan-Nigeria, across all corners.
But we've seen a lot of them leaving, the most recent being Governor Adeleke, who has left the People's Democratic Party for the Accord Party. We've seen Governor Siminalayi Fubara in Rivers State. In fact, the South-South region right now is an APC region. So what is the hope for the PDP in the coming election?
Olive, he says, she says, at the end of the day, the court will decide. And that's why I spoke about the judicialization of party politics. Because the way it is, I don't think there are any alternative dispute mechanisms. Both parties are holding strong to their position. The current party chairman of the Turaki grouping is a senior advocate of Nigeria and has insisted that, everything they did was legitimate and according to the law as a Leonard Silk. So, and then the Wike party is insisting that that was illegal. They're going to do things their own way. At the end of the day, in order not to resort to a state of calamity and self-help, I guess we'll have to go back to the courts to decide. But the thing is, how soon can the courts decide? We need to expedite. It would be nice for them to expedite all these issues so that, we know how
what it is. All right. Yeah. Mr. Olayinka, welcome back to the conversation. So, I mean, you had mentioned earlier about the only valid caretaker committee. So, in the event that this caretaker committee led by Abdulrahman Mohammed successfully holds a national convention and elects new officers, the court has endorsed this, how will you ensure acceptance across the broader PDP, especially among governors and influential state actors who currently seem to back the parallel caretaker committee?
Like I said, it happened like this in 2016, 2017. And the moment there was a pronouncement of the court, then everybody aligned. Everybody return to the table.
So we're waiting for
and
the
that
court,
is what
right?
I believe. That is what I believe will also happen.
All right.
But unfortunately, like I said, it will have been too late for the party. But I am hoping that when we get to that level too, there will also be room for the party to pick up the pieces of itself again and rebuild itself.
We're almost out of time, but I want you to speak and share your thoughts about the recent announcement of Governor Siminalayi Fubara having left the People's Democratic Party, now in the All Progressives Congress, as well as Governor Adeleke having left the People's Democratic Party to Accord Party.
Well, the two governors that left, they are not the first to leave, and they won't be the last to leave. The truth of the matter is that as of today, and that is, I want to be honest now, the PDP, who, if I become a candidate of the PDP today now, who will submit my name to INEC? Because chairman of the party and secretary must sign together. As of today, if you check the website of INEC, there is no name of anyone apart from Ili Adamagu and Anyanwu on the website, meaning that INEC has not recognized anyone as chairman or secretary of PDP. That is the reality. So INEC is probably waiting for what the court will say to be able to take decision. So it means that PDP has no leadership recognized by INEC as of today. So who will now send my name to INEC as candidate of PDP? So yes. This is the major issue.
Now, Mr. Olayinka, just because we're running out,
that led to the defection of Governor Adeleke in Osun State.
I mean, and these are very valid points and point reasons why some of these governors have defected. Now, finally, before we let you go, looking at the crisis in the People's Democratic Party and this defections here and there, and also the fact that your principal has openly endorsed the president, who happens to belong to the All Progressive Congress. The logical question is, why does the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike, still remain in a party riddled with crisis? Why can't he just move to the ruling All Progressive Congress? What's his interest in a comatose People's Democratic Party that is hemorrhaging members on a daily basis?
And I think you should make the question, you should ask a general question. Don't restrict that question to Nyesom Wike, because Nyesom Wike is not the only one that is still in the PDP. Governor
is your principal
has been suspended from the PDP. Abdulrahman Mohammed suspended. Me that we are talking to, I'm still in the PDP. There are other people that are still in the PDP. So it's not Wike that is only in the PDP. We are still in the PDP because we believe that the party will rise again. The party will still rise. We have passed through a situation like this before. Then we hope that it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow. It might not even be 2027. But we strongly believe that, we are convinced that this party will rise again. And that is why we are still there. That is why Wike is still there.
Okay, why my colleague would ask that question is because for the longest time, and you're very aware, first of all, he's your principal, he's here. Maybe when we have Abdulrahman Mohammed here, we'd ask him, but he's your principal. So, I mean, it's only right that we ask you, and especially because I'm sure you've heard this over and over again about how people struggle to understand why he was in the PDP, and it seemed like his alliances and loyalty was to the APC, and many accused him of actively working against the party. Several PDP persons, and we had Dr. Pearson, who joined us on the show as well, and a number of them had asked for him to be suspended months before the actual incident occurred recently. So the question was, many of them felt that he was not really loyal to the People's Democratic Party and that he was actively working against the party. What would your response be to people who had that position?
The question some of us have asked them is, have they been more loyal to the PDP than Wike? You mentioned one person that I don't like to talk about people like that. He's from Lagos State. Dr. Pierce is from Lagos State. Since 1999, what has PDP won in Lagos State? Has PDP won anything in Lagos State? what have they delivered to the PDP in Lagos State? Nothing. And they are the one that will come to television and begin to talk. We have been loyal to PDP. You are loyal to PDP. What has your loyalty? What has your loyalty turned? What has been the result of your loyalty?
But it doesn't invalidate their point.
The issue is this. I have asked a question. Okay, how many of them are more loyal to the PDP than Wike? The question again is it illegal? Is it a crime for me as member of PDP to work with government of Nigeria? Bianca Ono, who is Minister of State of Foreign Affairs, she's a member of ABGA up to tomorrow. She's still in ABGA up to today. She's in ABGA. Nobody is talking about that. Nobody has talked about Bola Ige being a member of AD then, and also being Attorney General of the Federation under Obasanjo. Nigeria is not running a parliamentary system of government where you have a distinctive opposition and government in power. We are running a presidential system of government. And the moment you become president of Nigeria, you are president of Nigeria, not president of your party. Okay, what about those who are not politicians that are working with this government? What about those who were never members of APC and are working with this government? Should we also say that they must not be in the way, they must not work in, they must not assist Nigeria to grow, to develop, just because they are not part of the party in power? This is not the first time we have been members of other parties in government.
I mean, it's not. We understand that this might be a government of national unity, appointing members of another party to be part of your cabinet, but they expressly say that some of the activities of the FCT Minister are clearly anti-party activities, openly endorsing Mr. President for second term. They also refer to the incident of the closure of Wadata Plaza, which happened a while ago. Those
who said that were Senator Wabara, who was the BOT chairman, openly endorsed Governor Alex Oti of Abia State. What have they done to that? Okay, Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, did he not openly endorse Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2023 election? Did he not? Did he not? Did Bala Mohammed not do the same thing? If Wike is bold and is not doing corner with the support for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he should be praised for being honest. Most of these people will speak against Wike in the afternoon, in the daytime. Oh, you are doing this. They will come to his house in the night too. They will go to the villa in the night. Wike is not doing that. Wike is saying that, if PDP has zoned the presidency to the south in 2023, we won't be in this crisis. Now, we have a president from another party, from the south. He is doing a first tenure. He will be doing a second tenure by 2027. If you now bring, if PDP now zone his president to the south now, and you now bring somebody, the person will say he wants to do second, he wants to do two terms. We did not allow the South to do 12 years. This is just a function of common sense. So the only thing anybody can do in the South now, if we are talking about rotational presidents that we are practicing, is to support us. What they can do is 8 years, and it will naturally go to the north, and we run like that without disruption. Except you want to disrupt that process. If you want to disrupt, fine. But Wike is saying that he does not want to disrupt. He doesn't want to disrupt. The president is already in the south. Somebody is there as the president, and to his own mind, that person is doing fantastically well. So he doesn't see any reason anybody should now come from the south and disrupt that process.
We seem to be having connection issues with Mr. Lere Olayinka.
It's been a rainy morning, so yes, sort of sometimes disrupts
but he's in Abuja. Maybe it's also raining in Abuja.
Well, it can be.
But he mentioned something that the People's Democratic Party never won anything since the advent of this democratic experience since 1999? Well, according to reports here, the People's Democratic Party won a local government election in Yaba. So maybe that's something. In response to Dr. Pierce.
Yes, I'm saying that they had never won anything in Lagos, yes, the councillorship seat. But I also did want us to, you know, I mean, he's shared very strong positions about the People's Democratic Party. I'm wondering why. All right, Mr. Olayinka, welcome back to the conversation. So I have two more questions before we call it a day, at least from my end. The question again, before we wrap up with PDP on the national level, the question is, if you genuinely believe that the PDP is in the comatose, that there are no chances for them to win the next elections, why put in so much effort into the party? Because political party is not just to win presidential election now. Governorship election is there. National Assembly election is there. House of Assembly election is there. Chairmanship, councillor is there. So you're okay with so you're comfortable with not winning the presidential?
Abga just won election in Anambra now. Abga is not in the presidency. It has never been in the presidency.
Well,
but Abga just won in Anambra.
Abga has always been a stronghold in Anambra State. So I don't think we can call Abga.
And historically, looking at People's Democratic Party, you held sway for 16 years at the highest level. So the presidency should mean something to the biggest opposition party in Nigeria.
But you that you are in this studio, I want you to be honest with yourselves. Just be honest. Tell me how PDP can win presidential election in 2027. Just tell me.
So the question is, seeing as you know that PDP cannot win elections in 2027, and I think the desire of any political party, especially one with the influence that PDP has had over the years,
its history,
is to be able to lead at the highest level. It's why they put in all the effort that they did at the last election.
What we are saying is this. What we are saying, we are not saying the party should not lead. But what we are saying is, let us face reality and rebuild. You don't build the house from the roof. You don't. PDP is a house that has collapsed. It's a house that we have to rebuild. And you cannot start to rebuild that house from the roof. You have to start from the foundation. And that is what some of us are saying.
But the Turaki,
let us stop deceiving ourselves.
The Turaki group of the PDP is saying that what you and your principal and this group are doing is destroying the party from within.
The Turaki group, Tanimu Turaki, when last the PDP win election in Kebbi? Shebi is from Kebbi. When last the PDP win election in Kebbi? If it's so strong in Kebbi, why has PDP not been winning? People should not just be talking on television, on radio, on television.
How about addressing the issue and not the messenger, the message itself on...
I'm asking, you see when people come and say, oh, they want to win election. Did you win in your own state? Did you win?
Well, does it count that at the last elections?
23. Despite that we can populate. Listen, did PDP not win House of Assembly election?
Does it count for something that
is supported APC candidate for the... Yes?
Does it count for something that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar won Kebbi at the last presidential elections?
He won Kebbi. What I'm asking you is that did PDP win president? Did the PDP win governorship election? Politics is local now. If Tanimu Turaki is so important in Kebbi, why did the PDP win the governorship? Just the way Wike did in Rivers. Why?
Okay.
In the same light, you could say Mr. President didn't win the presidential elections in Lagos. Peter Obi won it, and you say politics is local. And the president is a former two-term governor of Lagos State.
Politics is local. And you see, you start from Between presidential election, the people in the state, and you know the factor, you know the factor, you know the factor, you know the ethnic factor that made them win. So let us. What we are saying is that we like to deceive ourselves. And me as a person, one of the things I don't do is to embark on the self-deceit. I don't deceive myself.
Sorry, just to clarify, you said ethnic factor made.
I'm saying it here.
Just to clarify, who are you referring to when you talked about
win election, president election 2027? It's as if all of us can see it.
Just to clarify, Mr. Olayinka, who are you referring to when you talked about ethnic factor making him win elections?
Well, you know who won in a president election in Lagos State now. I'm not the one that will now be mentioning him.
Did the ethnic factor come into play when the PDP won the presidential election in Kebbi State as well?
Most likely, you see, there are factors in election: ethnicity, religion, personal interest, political party, and the candidate. There are factors that will make you win election. Let us not hide from those facts.
Okay.
In Plateau State in 2023, Peter Obi won in Plateau State. Labour Party won presidential election in Plateau State, and I know why and how Labour Party won. But PDP still won the governorship election, and PDP won because of the factor of one man, Baba Jonah Jang. That's the reason PDP won in Plateau. So all these things, we can't continue to embark in ourselves. In the next few weeks, PDP governors will be reduced to 4. 2 other governors will leave. The remaining 4.
Now, finally, Mr. Lere Olayinka, my final question from this end is that you also seem to be excited about the demise of the PDP. You're already predicting that more governors will leave.
Excited. Don't quote me wrong. I am not excited.
Okay, you're not excited.
Here that I'm worried.
Okay.
I am not excited.
Now, let's move.
I have only been truthful to myself.
Okay, and pragmatic. Now, moving forward, my last question here is that the Wike-led group has inaugurated a 13-member caretaker committee chaired by Abdulrahman Mohammed to run party affairs for 60 days. Can you give us a timeline as to when congresses will be held in this state and when you're likely going to have a convention and where this convention will be holding?
Well, the court said Congress should be held in 14 states. That is the beginning. And that is the reason PDP did not hold national convention. Congress we hold Congress in those 14 states and other states where we now have caretaker committee. We hold congresses in those states. And we hold zonal congress in the southeast and southwest. And the moment all these are done, then we are good to go. We are good to go. The date for the convention will be announced. Committee will be formed. And the venue of the convention will also be announced. It's not what will be done under the table. It's not a big convention where will be in somebody's pocket and he will be issuing it out to whoever he wants. No, it will be a PDP convention where whoever that want to contest will have right to contest.
Okay, we wish the PDP certainly all the best at the national level in being able to put his house in order. Mr. Lere Olayinka, if you're you're still with us. My final question, or our final question during this conversation, will be about Rivers State. Governor Siminalayi Fubara has said he has no issues with the state lawmakers, and he's tried to contact them ever since his reinstatement. Unfortunately, it feels like efforts to make peace has seemed a bit frustrated. He's also said that your principal, the Minister of the FCT, was supposed to arrange a meeting and hasn't done that. Can you maybe give us details about this?
Well, I am not from Rivers State. I don't function with Nyesom Wike, FCT Minister, based on Rivers State. I function with him based on his position as FCT Minister. But what I can tell you is that Wike has done what he should do by being a statesman, by being a leader. So what should happen in Rivers? It is official. I think it should not be the minister that will announce when governors should meet House of Assembly now. House of Assembly and governor, they are both in Port Harcourt. So it is the governor that should, there are process to meet House of Assembly members. Write to the speaker. When you write to the speaker that you are coming to the house or you are coming to meet the House of Assembly, the speaker will, the house will debate it, and they'll fix a date.
Mr. Olayinka, you and I, we all know, Mr. Olayinka, we are being honest with ourselves. We all know that what is happening in Rivers State we all know that there's been a political solution provided to the crisis in Rivers State. And this this matter you're raising about him writing, them debating it on the floor of the House, these lawmakers have been loyal to the FCT Minister. And from the first announcement of their defection to them coming back and now a second announcement, we know that it's been some sort of a chaotic situation in Rivers State. So it's not about what should be done on paper, but we're asking about what the political situation is, because the governor has gone the political solution route.
That is, that's what I've just said the same thing. I've told you I'm not from Rivers State. I can't begin to comment on what should have happened and what should not have happened in Rivers State. Probably what you should have done on this station is to bring the speaker and the governor. Then ask the governor, did you reach out to the speaker? The governor will answer you. Ask the speaker, did the governor reach out to you? You cannot come and be asking me that I'm from Ekiti, that I'm working with FCT Minister. If you're asking me what the FCT Minister has done now on FCT, I can begin to answer you that one. Okay. But what I know about House of Assembly, that is legislative arm and executive arm relationship, is that when the governor want to have anything to do with the House of Assembly, there are channels of communication. Yeah. So I believe that I believe that channels of communication should be used. Well, that is what I know.
I'm sure that the governor knows. Yeah, he said he has attempted, from the reports, he has attempted to meet with them since September, but all efforts have proven abortive. But we will continue to hope for the best. Thank you very much
for your time, Mr.
For your time with us this morning.